Hey guys, it's Libby, and recently I asked you all on Instagram for some mental health topics that you wanted me to cover. One I got quite a few times was self-harm, so I'm here today to talk about self-harm. So let's get started. So if you don't know what self-harm is, basically, in short, self-harm is when somebody intentionally inflicts pain or injury on themselves as a coping skill. There can be countless reasons why somebody is doing this to themselves, but a few of them could include punishment, controlling their pain or numbness, and expressing their pain. I'm here to explain why self-harming for those reasons actually doesn't help at all. Self-harm is something that I myself struggled with in the past. I don't think I've ever talked about it on here or to anybody, so that said, I know what I'm talking about. I have personal experience and I've learned a lot, and I'm here to share it with you guys. So if you're self-harming as a way to punish yourself, I need you to take a step back in those moments where you think that you messed up, made a mistake, or whatever, whyever you think you need to punish yourself. I need you to take a step back and think, what do I need right now? Do I need more pain on my body? Do I need more pain in my soul? I'm already feeling this pain, this distress, whatever it is. You're already feeling all that. Do you need more inflicted by yourself? Obviously no. What you need in that moment is compassion. Compassion is something that takes a lot of time and practice to really accomplish, but you've got to start somewhere. Next time you want to self-harm as a way to punish yourself, step back and realize that what you actually need is love from yourself, not harm. You are a human. You are not a perfect being. You can't expect that of yourself. You know what I mean? So you need to switch your reaction to failure or messing up or whatever it is. You need to switch that reaction from, okay, now I'm going to hurt myself, to, okay, now I'm going to show myself some compassion. Now, if you're self-harming as a way to control your pain or numbness, I will say that self-harming actually won't fix anything. And I think that you know that deep down. You know that whatever problem is manifesting itself as self-harm, the self-harm isn't actually going to fix. You're still going to have the urge to self-harm over and over and over again until that root problem is actually fixed. So instead of self-harming, you need to, again, take a step back and think, okay, what's the real problem here? Why do I want to do this? How can I fix this? If you can't find the solution to this problem that you're facing that's making you want to self-harm, then you need to seek out other resources. Maybe that's a friend or a family member that you can talk to. Maybe that's seeking help online through 7 Cups of Tea, which is kind of like an online peer support system. Or maybe you need help from a therapist. And again, I'll be talking about BetterHelp's online therapy later in the video. Before I do though, I just want to touch on one last reason you might be self-harming. So if you're self-harming as a way to express your pain, whether you're expressing it for other people to see or not, no, that is not the same thing as attention seeking. If you're doing it as a way to express your pain, then you need to find a new way to express your pain. Obviously, what you are doing by harming yourself is not the right way to go about it. You know what I mean? Clearly, that's not actually fixing the problem. That kind of goes back to the last thing I just talked about. If you have all this pain inside you and you don't know how to express it to somebody to get help, I'm here to help you with that. So now, how do we fight self-harm? Now, if you self-harm and you're really into the sensation of it, there are a few things that you can do to get a different sensation that might help relieve your urge. So a really common substitute for self-harm is to put a rubber band around your wrist and snap it whenever you're feeling the urge to self-harm. Another really common thing is to have ice and hold it in your fist, run it down your wrist, whatever it may be. But I don't really fully agree with those two methods. I don't think that you should be still inflicting pain on yourself. If you're snapping a rubber band or clenching some ice, that's still pain that you're inflicting on yourself. Yeah, it might not be as dangerous. Yeah, it might not leave a mark, but it's still inflicting pain on yourself, and I don't think that's cool. An alternative to those two things would be to take a hot or a cold shower. I am not talking freezing cold or scalding hot. I'm just talking like mildly enough to make your body a little, you know, uncomfortable or whatever, you know, and feel that sensation. But an alternative to that, if you don't have time for a shower, is to just splash on your face or run it on your hands, you know. But again, we're not doing this with the goal of burning ourselves or something like that, okay? Another one would be to drink some freezing cold water or chew on some ice. And finally, you can tense and relax your muscles. If you start down at your feet and clench all the muscles in your feet for 10 seconds, then let it go. Clench them all in your calves, let it go. Thighs, let it go. All the way up your body till you get to your face and let it go. That's another way to kind of take that tension that's in you, own it for a second, really hold on to it, and then let it go. Now, if you have the urge to self-harm, you might just need a distraction to get you through that urge. You could find a new hobby, you could read something, you could watch something, do something productive like art or gardening or baking. Blast some music, especially music that you can relate to in those moments. If you are feeling so low that you want to self-harm, chances are the song Happy by Pharrell Williams isn't gonna be the one that's gonna help you so much in that moment. Maybe it is, and if it is, hey, more power to you. But, you know, might not hurt to have a playlist made in your library of songs that you can go to when you're feeling these really, really negative feelings. Another thing you can do is meditate, or you can throw something. And when I say throw something, I don't mean something dangerous. Don't be throwing knives, don't be throwing rocks, okay? Throw, like I saw on the internet, somebody said throw a pair of socks against the wall, like, you know, like a little ball of socks and throw it. They also said an apple, but I'm like, that would get really messy. Apples would bust open. So I suggest socks, or like if you buy yourself like a little squishy ball or something like that, throw it against the wall. Now, if you need help with the expression of your pain, like if you're in that last category of not knowing how else to express your feelings, I've got some ideas for you. Number one, write. Whether you share this writing with anybody or not, you are still getting your feelings out on paper. You can journal, you can write a rap, you can write a poem, you can write a song, you can do whatever. You can write a fictional story based on your feelings, you know, whatever you need to do to get those feelings out, get those experiences out, whatever it is. Get it out on paper. Some people like the idea of taking like a red marker or a pen or something and drawing on where they would have self-harmed. Now, if somebody sees this, you might need to do some explaining, but I'd rather explain some marker on my arm than some cuts. Another way to express yourself is to scream as loud as you can. And no, this is not always appropriate. Obviously, use your discretion on if it's appropriate to scream. Also, another method would be to cry. There is absolutely nothing wrong with crying. Crying shows you are strong enough to share your emotions, whether you're doing it in front of somebody or not, whatever, doesn't matter. Cry it out, scream it out, sing it out. So if you have the urge to self-harm, those are a few different things you can do instead of hurting yourself. If you look up self-harm alternatives, there are hundreds upon hundreds of different suggestions out there, things that have helped other people. So if you don't like the things in my list, go check out the internet. It is endless. Another thing you can do is call or text a helpline. I will leave the suicide hotline and also the text line below in the description, so you can save that in your phone for when you need it. If you have any coping skills though that you use when you feel the need to self-harm, or if you have anything else to share related to the topic, feel free to do that in the comments. Yeah, so have a wonderful day. Bye.